Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and you're looking at Thomas M. Hadid. He was admitted to the California bar to practice his law in November 2013. He went to law school in San Francisco, and he first went then to go work for a firm called Cooley. I think he was located in the Santa Monica location, which is just a couple of blocks from the beach and the pier. I have great memories when I lived in the South Bay. Now he's with Kilpatrick Townsend, and that is since February 2018. And their LA law firm is specializing in trademark and copyright. And this guy has been very busy for Ripple. He's been registering new trademarks. I want to take a look at two of them. The ones that I think are interesting is this new one that's called Ripple Impact. You can see it there on the left. And then Ripple X. So let's first have a look at the Ripple Impact, and let's go to the SEC Ripple Labs website. You can see that this is really something that's been registered as of August 19th. And the application that was entered on the 22nd has a description that the business is for charitable services, scholarships, and financial assistance programs in the field of financial technology. So that is interesting. But Ripple X, for me, is even more intriguing. It was filed just a little bit earlier on the 11th of August, and the mark is for the intention to cover categories, namely monetary services to receive, disperse, remit in fiat and virtual currencies over a computer. It'll also include financial management and administration services, namely facilitating transfers of digital currency via electronic communication. So what do I think? Well, do you remember that Ripple talked about a decentralized exchange that they were going to explore back in September? Let me show you that article when they acquired Algorand. And Algorand was for the purpose of exploring these solutions when it comes to a decentralized finance system. And it was going to be built on XRP, so it says. The team that came with Algorand was going to play in the ongoing development of Ripple's on-demand liquidity product, which utilizes XRP. And this team, they have built many trading platforms and exchanges, big time, like 10 years of building platforms. So they are real experts. Do I think these are connected? Yeah, I probably am going to guess that they are. And speaking of trademarks, Ripple has a little bit of a problem with Pay ID. And it's not the logo, as you see here, but the word Pay ID. So NPP has filed a case against Ripple in Australia, citing a trademark violation, which will have a case management hearing on the 26th of August. And I can show you the case document is here. It's easy to find, and I believe it was delivered through electronic mail to Mr. Hadid. Well, the messy part of this is NPP in Australia, they did once have the trademark to that Pay ID. But you can see here that, like Australia, the USA follows the first to use rule for obtaining trademark rights. And this means that the first person who can prove significant use of a trademark in the US will generally have superior rights to a person who files a trademark application later. This is on the intellectual property australia.gov site. And I don't know, it's unfortunate because when we go and take a look at the history here, they did indeed have this trademarked Pay ID, and it expired. Now, in Australia, you have a 6-month grace period to pay, but once the expiration date has passed, you basically forfeit your rights. And I'm going to take you to the other Australia IP website, and it says at the end of the 6-month grace period, if your renewal fee has not been paid, your trademark will be removed from the register and cannot be restored. Well, it appears on the 24th of July, I think they realized, oh my gosh, we totally forgot to register this and renew it. So they filed it again. And it is currently sitting in a waiting for examination status. So I think that they are probably going to lose this, although, you know, when it comes to attorneys, they will fight it out on all different angles. And the Pay ID business name is registered and current until June 2023. So they might, use the fact that they are a registered business with this, and it was just in a error of missing the registration. It's all going to come down to how well these attorneys here can fight. This is one of the big 6 firms in Australia, Clayton Utz, and they're going to take their case to Judge Burley. And eventually, I'm sure the decision will be made. Now, MPP is mutually owned by 13 banks, including ING, HSBC, Citi. Those are among some of them. And if you just hear a quick video here about how it's important not to miss your renewal dates, you can listen to this guy here.
Important not to miss those deadlines. And if you file your trademark yourself, make sure that you triple check to put it in your calendar 10 years, 15 years down the road to renew your trademark. And if you have somebody else to do this for you, then make sure that they're still around, that they are not going to forget, and that they're still taking care of this.
Yeah, maybe there was just too many cooks in the kitchen with all those banks, and nobody was really looking after the boiling pot. I'm not sure. Oh, that's Miko. She's going crazy on her scratcher. So on a quick note, we are going to move to another topic, which is Ripple's ODL partner Bitstamp launched the pound sterling with the XRP pair back in May 2020. And that was a really good thing because we can assume that that corridor is being facilitated by Bitstamp. And they announced today that they are moving from London to Luxembourg. And the CEO said that it would not change operations, but I tweeted them just the same to be sure. So if I get an answer, I will be definitely sharing that with you. Now, here is a picture of the senior vice president of Ripple, Ashish Birla. This is back in 2018 when he was having an event with Lending Club. This is their LC Innovate, and Ashish was a guest speaker. And Ripple is very connected to Lending Club in more ways than one. And with today's news, I'm going to show you an example of the network effect. So the Lending Club is a platform for kind of micro loans. And these micro lenders will lend to people. They match the lender with the person who needs money. So let's say you just need $10,000 and you want to remodel your kitchen. Or maybe it's less money than that, but you want to pay off your credit cards. Maybe it's you want to buy a used car, or you have a medical bill that's really bugging you and you just want to get it out of your hair. This is the kind of platform you would go to. And as of June 2020, you can see since they opened their operation, they have lent more than $59 billion. So it is a very successful business. Now, Susan Athey, who is on the Ripple board, is also on the Lending Club board. And she's a prominent economist and professor at Stanford. And the Lending Club did something pretty big. They bought the Radius Bank for $185 million back in February 2020, not too long ago. And it was pretty incredible because it was the first fintech takeover of a regulated U.S. bank. And now today, Radius Bank has a big announcement. It is a partnership with CurrencyCloud. And the partnership is to move money to more than 180 countries. And the purpose of the partnership really is to expand their cross-border payments. Now, why does this kind of boomerang back to Ripple? Because CurrencyCloud announced their partnership with Ripple on July 2nd. And that, my friends, is an example of the network effects. Keep building the rails, keep building ODL liquidity, and keep watching this business grow. All right, we are going to jump to the fluff. You lost my picture, I'm sorry, but we'll just go ahead and finish it out. This is, again, another example of how our world is changing. This is the new norm. Another robot that delivers your food. This is a chain in Tokyo that is famous for its ramen. I don't know. I don't know. Our world is just becoming pretty strange, but we're not just going totally off the track. There is a very beautiful property north of Tokyo where one of the famous samurai families lived for more than 300 years. This is the house at which has been preserved, and they're going to turn it into an inn. And at that time when that samurai was looking after his domain, he was a really big person to, he had silkworms. So these silkworms, of course, produced some of the most gorgeous silk for kimonos, and that was a big part of this family's business, and that also has been preserved on this site. So when they open up the inn, it is going to all be in the focus of traditional kimono. So yeah, we have robots that deliver food, but we also find that Japan can embrace their historical past too with the beautiful textile of kimono. And also too, in that area is very famous for some samurai battle reenactments, because during the time of when Japan was warring, that clan had a big battle with another neighboring family. And so every year they do a reenactment, and they have 1/3 of the actors come from abroad. So 1/3 are foreigners, 1/3 are women, and the other third, of course, are Japanese men. So what a great tradition, I think, to portray the history in this way. And I'll put a link to this short video that will give you a little more information in the description below. All right, everybody. Yes, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.